Hello and welcome to Shannon Gardens. Thank you guys so much for joining me and happy fall to everyone. So in this week's video, I wanted to head out to my local Home Depot to check out what plants they currently have in stock, particularly considering that we are heading into that fall planting season, which I am oh so excited about. So I want to bring you guys along with me and just share what plants I come across and a little bit of information about those plants as well. So with that, let's get to it. First is the limber pine Vanderwolf's pyramid with hardiness noted to -30 degrees Fahrenheit. This evergreen tree is deer resistant and reaches 20 to 25 feet in height. I don't think I've seen this at Home Depot before, but thought the tree was really lovely and the pine needles were surprisingly soft. Next is the pygmy date palm for $79.98. This is marked for full sun, growing to a height of 6 to 10 feet tall and is hardy to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. They have the lovely pink flowering dogwood that is a spring bloomer that is also noted to have a red coloration in the fall. This tree grows to 20 feet tall and wide and is marked at $36.98. This autumn blaze maple is noted for its great fall colors, and I do have to say that I was interested and wanted to look it up online, and from what I could see from the pictures, it looked absolutely beautiful with its fall colors. Now this has a hardiness to -30 degrees Fahrenheit and is marked at $34.98. Our next tree is common in my state of Georgia, which is the magnolia tree. This southern magnolia tree grows to 60 to 80 feet tall and 30 to 50 feet wide, so it's quite large. It's noted to be deer resistant and blooms in the summertime. They have the majestic giant pansies in stock in bicolor yellow and purple colors for $2.48 each. Now we're still having temperatures in the 90s where I am, so I'll probably be waiting a couple of weeks before planting these in my garden, but I did want to share it with you guys that they are starting to get stock in their pansies. Now, in addition to the pansies, they also have violas, which are some of my favorite fall and winter flowers that can live through winter in my zone 7B 8A in Georgia. And these are on sale for $1 each and are available in bicolor, orange, white, and purple. Now, I have a video that goes into more detail about pansies and violas that I'll link in the description if you'd like to learn more. The next flowers definitely make me think of fall, which are the perennial garden mums. They had mums pre-planted in containers for $13.98, mums planted in barrel style containers for $14.98, and then mums in the ridge type containers that you see here for $18.98. These bloom late summer through mid-fall and are available in so many pretty colors. I think these are perfect for fall outdoor decorating and can't wait to get some to add to my outdoor area as well. If you like to plant mums yourself, you can save a bit in getting the 1 gallon size for $7.98 each, which is probably what I'll be looking at when planting in the next week or so myself. They have celosia for $1 each in this pretty burgundy color. This attracts bees, butterflies, and other pollinators and generally blooms spring through fall. Now, I really like this Oakland holly, which is noted for full sun and part shade. It's noted to grow 15 to 20 feet high and 12 to 15 feet wide and is hardy in zones 6 through 9. This has red berries in late winter and bright green foliage and is marked at $64.98. It looks like they have a sale on the majority of their caladiums currently in stock, with the price at $3 or $4, and it's available in a variety of foliage options. This is a part sun annual that I particularly like planting in my containers with complementary colored flowers. The blush pink Nandina has a low growth habit, growing to 2 feet high and 1.5 to 2 feet wide, and is noted for USDA zones 6 through 10. The new growth comes in as pink and is green as it matures. In keeping in the Nandina family, they also have Obsession Nandina, which grows 3 to 4 feet high and wide and is also noted for zones 6 through 10. This variety has new foliage in red, and the coloration is noted as richer than some other Nandina varieties. They have bigger containers of pansies than the one I mentioned earlier. These are $6.98 and are available in white, purple, and yellow. Now, I really like the bright chartreuse color of our next annual, which is the coleus. This is a low maintenance annual that is pre-planted in a plastic container for $13.98. And just look at that beautiful bright green color. They also have pre-planted begonias for $12.98 that include a mix of pink, red, and white flowers all in one container. Dusty Miller is an annual that I really like planting in my containers with cooler colored plants like purples and blues. I think they go so nicely together. These are annuals in most areas, but can sometimes tolerate slightly cooler climates than the zones 8 through 11 that it's noted for. Annual salvia is another wonderful annual that is another go-to for me. It's low maintenance and attracts hummingbirds, bees, and butterflies. Of course, I can't forget the lovely pentas, which have been a go-to annual that I've planted for years. These are also known as Egyptian stars with their beautiful star-shaped blooms that attract bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. These are available in two different sizes and were priced at $7.98 and $5.98 in a variety of colors. They have annual lantana for $7.98. I didn't see a lot of open flowers on the plants that I saw, but definitely saw the butterflies attracted to the ones that were open. These are in my top 5 annual video along with the pentas, which I'll include in the description if you'd like to learn more about these lovely plants. The sweet potato vine was available for $5.98. This pretty full sun annual has a trailing habit and is noted as drought tolerant. However, it will grow more vigorously with regular watering, so that's something to keep in mind when planting this annual vine. There are a few varieties of coleus available for $5.98 in a variety of color combinations. They had the flamethrower variety, which had pretty green with purple along the edges. Then there's the habanero, which has the purple leaves with green edging. And then chili pepper, which has thinner leaves with red in the middle and green on the outside of the leaf. They have ornamental peppers, which is a plant that I haven't planted before, but I really do like these colors that are available and maybe adding this to my fall containers this year. Now, this is a plant that I usually see a little later in nurseries in my area, and that's the cyclamen. This is a plant that's noted for part sun and I think is just so unique looking with the pretty flowers and its heart-shaped marbled leaves. There's another option for mums that they had, which is a large size container for $39.98, and that included grasses planted in the middle with the mums surrounding, which I thought it added nice height to the display. It's also a good idea to keep a lookout for how your garden centers put together and pair displays because it can really give you some great ideas when putting together your own displays for your garden. They have 1 gallon size dianthus for $7.98. This is a full sun perennial that blooms early spring through fall depending on the variety, so you generally get a lot of bloom time for your money. They attract bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds and are deer resistant. There's the 1 gallon Stella d'Oro daylily for $7.98. This is a full sun perennial and is very low maintenance. I have these daylilies myself in my garden and they have proven quite cost effective as I've been able to divide them many times and plant throughout my landscape. They have 2 gallon Cheyenne Spirit coneflowers for $16.98. These are full sun perennials that bloom midsummer to fall and attract bees, butterflies, and birds, and I think are just a beautiful addition to the garden. They have 1 gallon heuchera for $8.98 and a few different varieties. The first is Rose Granada with this lovely purplish burgundy color. Then there's Black Olive with a green purple coloration. And last is Caramel, which is another really pretty lighter colored option. There are several hostas to choose from. This perennial shade plant generally blooms early to midsummer. The first variety shown here is Captain Kirk, then followed by First Frost. Then there's Golden Standard, then August Moon, and then probably the brightest color, which is Guacamole. They also have Wind Beneath My Wings, which I'm not sure I've seen before. And what really stood out to me with this variety was the pretty ruffled leaves and that it's noted as a giant hosta, good for zones 3 through 9. They have 1 gallon premium ferns for $8.98 each, which I like to add to my containers that get a bit more shade. And then they have the crested surf fern for $9.98 with double crested tips. These are noted for part shade to shade in zones 3 through 8. The radiant Sibilia is a full sun to part shade shrub with fragrant flowers from summer to fall. This is noted as hardy to USDA zones 6 through 9 and has pretty variegated leaves with crimson stems. There's Evercolor Everillo Sedge for $9.98 that grows 12 to 18 inches high and wide. This is marked for part to full shade, and I thought it was really pretty with the bright green color that would help brighten a shadier garden area. The Baby Jim boxwood is a compact variety growing to approximately 4 feet high and 4 to 5 feet wide in USDA zones 5 through 9. These are noted for full sun to part shade. They have the Encore azaleas ranging in price from $12.98 to $54.98 depending on the container size. The Encore azaleas are noted to bloom spring, summer, and fall, and I definitely saw some in bloom during my visit. They had the Autumn Fire variety, which is a dwarf variety that ranges 2.5 feet high and 3 feet wide. Next is the Autumn Royalty with these pretty purple blooms. This variety averages 4.5 feet high and 4 feet wide in USDA zones 6A through 10. They have the Autumn Lily that averages 4.5 feet high and 4 feet wide and has these pretty white blooms with periodic purple striping. Then there's the Autumn Carnation, also growing to 4.5 feet high and 4 feet wide, with light shade to full sun requirements with these beautiful semi-double pink blooms. There's Forsythia, which is one of the first things I noticed blooming in early spring in my area. This variety is Linwood Gold and has bright yellow blooms in early spring. There wasn't a tag on this, but upon further research, I found that this variety is noted to grow to 6 to 9 feet in height and width. The growing zones noted are 5 through 8. They have rhododendron big leaf in a 10-gallon size on sale for $59.50. I was actually surprised to see some blooms, which are this pretty light pink color. There's the Sunshine Ligustrum, which is the beautiful chartreuse-colored shrub that's noted for full to part sun and hardy in USDA zones 6 through 10. I love using this color as a backdrop to darker colors in the garden or against a darker colored container. In addition to the radiant Abelia, they also have the kaleidoscope Abelia that's noted for full sun to part shade, growing 2 to 3 feet high and 3 to 4 feet wide, that has year-round interest with foliage changing from golden yellow in spring to orange-red in the fall. They have Leanne Cleara for $49.98, which is a full sun shrub growing 10 to 12 feet high and 6 to 7 feet wide in USDA zones 7 through 10. I really like the look of the Cleara with the new growth coming in a maroon color, and it's also noted to turn maroon in the fall as well. Now, this is a shrub I've really been looking at to add to my garden eventually, and that's the double play candy corn spirea. I absolutely love the foliage colors of this variety and have found the spirea that I do have in my own garden very easy to maintain, which is noted for this variety as well. There's Ever-Red Loropetalum, which is a full sun shrub that is noted to grow to a height of 4 to 5 feet tall and blooms mid to late spring. I just put a video out last week about Loropetalum, and we'll link that in the description if you'd like to learn a bit more about this wonderful shrub. The bullseye Japanese holly is noted as a full sun shrub that grows to a height of 3 to 6 feet tall and has a rounded growth habit and is marked for $33.98. They have this beautiful Paul's Gold Cypress for $24.98. That's another full sun shrub that grows to a height of 4 to 5 feet tall. They have the Dapper Lavender Butterfly Bush for $12.98. This variety is noted to grow 36 to 48 inches in height and width and is hardy to -10 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a full sun shrub that blooms early summer to mid-fall. I have a few varieties of butterfly bushes in my own garden and can tell you guys that the butterflies absolutely flock to them in the summertime. There's Amethyst Falls Wisteria, which is a full sun vine marked at 25.98. This is noted to bloom late spring through summer with beautiful purple blooms. The wintergreen boxwood is priced at $10.98 and is noted to grow to a height of 4 to 6 feet tall with a hardiness to -30 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is a boxwood that I don't recall seeing before. It's better boxwood, skylight boxwood, and is noted as disease resistant and fast growing with a height of 6 to 8 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide and hardy in zones 5 through 9. The Japanese holly arrowpoint is noted for full sun, growing to a height of 5 to 10 feet tall and hardy to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. They also have the sky pencil Japanese holly that grows to a height of 6 to 10 feet tall and is hardy to -10 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I've had this variety before and loved it in my landscape, but unfortunately, I personally didn't have much luck with it lasting long term. There's Blue Point Juniper for $21.98 that is noted to grow 10 to 12 feet in height and is hardy to -30 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, there's the Leland Cypress, which is an evergreen tree with foliage that has a flattened appearance. I have a few of these in my landscape to help create privacy and have found them to be pretty fast growers and haven't personally experienced some of the noted issues myself with these trees so far. Green Giant Arborvitae is another full-sun evergreen tree that is noted to grow from 30 to 50 feet in height and is also noted for its winter interest. The dwarf Alberta spruce conica is a smaller evergreen growing to 6 to 8 feet tall and is deer resistant. I've actually gotten a few of these over the years to place in containers and decorate for the holidays, and then just plant them in the ground when spring comes where I may want a smaller tree. There are two different size containers that I came across for the dwarf Alberta conica, ranging in price from $12.98 to $34.98. The blue star juniper is really unique looking to me with a blue-green foliage. This is noted as drought tolerant, which is great for our hot summers in Georgia, and is deer resistant. They grow to a height of 24 to 36 inches and are $12.98. Next, we have the beautiful double knockout roses, which had a lot of blooming double red flowers. These bloom repeatedly from spring to frost and grow to approximately 3 to 4 feet high and wide in zones 5 through 11. They have the foolproof gardenia, which is noted for full to part sun, growing to a height of 3 to 4 feet high and 3 feet wide. Gardenias are such lovely additions to the garden with their absolutely beautiful scent. This variety has double white blooms from late spring and then reblooms through fall. There are hanging baskets of Blue My Mind Dwarf Morning Glory. Now, this is a plant I absolutely love and talked a bit about in my recent Morning Glory video, which I'll link in the description. This is a low maintenance plant that blooms to frost in this gorgeous bluish purple color with flowers that just cover the plant. They have Gala apple trees for $33.98, high bush blueberry toro bushes for $31.98, and Belle of Georgia peach trees for $33.98. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I always enjoy going to visit my local nurseries and garden centers to check out what they've got and sharing that information with you guys. So thank you so much again. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you can be notified each time I upload a new video. All right, you guys, until next time, happy gardening and goodbye.